Welcome everyone to today's retro Android smartphone review. Today we are taking a look at the HTC DESIRE. This is the original DESIRE phone from the lineup, and yeah, we're going to get into it and see what this thing can do in 2022. So let's start by having a little sort of look through the specifications of this phone. It supports up to Android 2.2. It has the 1 gigahertz single core Qualcomm processor. This was before they even came out with started having actually nice names for the processors, so some string of text, letters and numbers. It has the Adreno 200 GPU and a whopping 576 megabytes of RAM. So let's get into it. Let's see what this is like in 2022. So as always, there's going to be a few things that we're going to kind of take a look at with this phone. We're going to have a look at the video quality on the phone, at the ability to take photos as well, see how cameras have changed. We're going to see if we can still download apps. Can we still use the Play Store on this? Is it still a functional phone in 2022? Can we run Twitter? And of course, as well, could we run TikTok? Now, I think with a phone this old, these things are highly unlikely, but we're going to give it a go and see what happens, and kind of touch on the general usability of a device this old now. So this is the phone unlocking, and as you can see, it's running HTC's Sense UI. We can check what version of Android it is using by popping into the settings, about phone, software information, and we can see that we're running Android 2.2.2. And this is actually using the Linux kernel version 2.6. So, you know, it's a pretty old device. In fact, it's the second device to have gotten the HTC sort of Sense UI. And yeah, it's a little dated now. It looks quite chunky. It's not so great. But a couple of special features about this device. Well, obviously we still have hardware buttons. These are actual physical buttons. But we have this little thing down here which sort of seems a bit odd. What is it? Well, it's actually an optical sensor, so you can kind of scroll over this and use it like a scroll wheel, basically, like on a mouse or something like that, and you can move around and you can like select things using it. And yeah, it's basically an interesting little oddity that kind of went away when touchscreens got bigger and kind of more responsive. That's probably another thing that's worth talking about, is the size of the phone. Like, compared to my hand, it's a pretty small phone. It actually does fit inside your hand, which you can't really say about modern devices these days. Definitely very easy to use one-handed. So, okay, what else have we got? Well, let's see what the video quality is like. The first thing to mention is the fact that it doesn't have a selfie camera. There's no front-facing camera on this at all, and on the rear you have a single camera. I think it's 5 megapixels. It's tiny, and as you can see, not the greatest quality, but it does function at least. Here we also have a look at a still image. Oh god, that's so very shaky. Image stabilization was not a thing yet. Okay, here we go. We're going to take another look at a stable image, hopefully. Better. Yep. That is at least vaguely stable. Interesting. Okay, so let's see. Can we download any apps? And can we run Twitter or TikTok? So let's pop in and let's take a look and see if we can actually connect up an account. So there should be, at this point, it's not even called the Play Store. It is just the Android market. So let's see if we can log into a Google account and go from here. So I've tried logging in with the Google account and I'm definitely using the right login and everything else, and we're just getting this: sorry, your username and password do not match. Please try again. And yeah, I'm not entirely sure we can actually log in on this. I'm going to give it another go and see if there's any hope at all. No. So unfortunately, no matter what I do, the Google login will not work. I have checked. I am using the right username and password. So unfortunately, you can't actually connect to Google services on this anymore. So you're kind of limited in what you can do. However, this does come with a built-in Twitter client, and I want to see if we can use that to sign in. Let's give it a go and see what happens. So I've opened the client, and unfortunately we do just get a blank white screen. I would say this Twitter client no longer works. it's pretty safe to say that things have changed since then. So, I mean, what else do we get? Well, we do get kind of a range of built-in apps, camcorder, camera. So yeah, it's safe to say that as kind of fun and small and portable this device is, you definitely cannot use it in 2022. It could still make phone calls, you could still send text messages, and you could make use of some of the built-in apps. It has a very basic version of Maps, which seems to work, but I really wouldn't want to be trying to do anything else with it. The web doesn't really work because SSL certificates appear to be wrong for the phone because they can't recognize them. You can't access social media. You can't log in and use the App Store at all. Yeah, it's pretty dead at this point. So unfortunately, it will be condemned to being a relic of the past and probably end up on my wall as a memorial to old devices which I remember using. And that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it, and until next time, I'll see you later.